It's my foundation. It's my faith. It's my work ethic. It's my drive. It's everything that I've tried to build for myself that has made me who I am.
I'll do what it takes to make you believe.
Hello. Welcome to episode 78 of Strong Tower Podcast. We're doing things a little bit differently this time. Hosted by yours truly, Heather Hamrick, the other side of Strong Tower Nutrition. And this podcast is directed a little more towards you guys, a little towards the two of us talking, but definitely more for you as the listeners and the consumers of our products. So we definitely wanted to do something to acknowledge the fact that we have had Strong Tower Nutrition, the business, for 2 years now.
Yep.
And we have had 77 episodes of this podcast. I should say Ben has. I've just been a guest. And people still don't know what we do. They don't know who we are, what we do, why we do it. So I think it's important that we start working on changing things up a little bit and really getting our message out in different ways. And I think it's important to just start with the basics. Start from day one, like who we are, what we're doing, and, a little bit about Strong Tower Nutrition. What is it? We have had our own family members walk into our house, see the studio, go, "You do a podcast? Bruh, we've been doing it for how long?"
Yeah.
We've also had...
They don't know what Strong Town Nutrition is.
And they also walk in, they're like, "Why you got so many supplements? We run an online supplement company." "You do? Okay, well, we can tell you're not buying from us. Am I right?" So I think this is where we need to kind of start talking to you guys, the people that are listening that have no idea what else we do besides the podcast, and also just kind of just getting it out there so that people who visit our website or see our Instagram can check it out and maybe get to know us a little bit and know a little bit more about who we are behind the company and why we're doing this. So we can start with the basics. Ben, go ahead, introduce yourself and just say a little bit about yourself.
Well, first, I want to say for everyone that listens or that has been listening since I've been doing this podcast, just thank you. And thank you for supporting, and it means a lot to me. And, I'm just trying to make this better and trying to grow it and just see what happens with it. And also people that support Strong Tower Nutrition. I thank you for supporting.
Yes.
It means so much to me. It means... I don't know. I
You
don't
guys,
know how to express it.
All of you that are already supporting by listening, subscribing to the YouTube, tuning in every week to these podcasts, and buying products, you guys are amazing, and we love you. We're grateful that you're feeding into a dream project of ours right now, and it's pretty awesome to see, so thank you. I agree. Yeah. Thank you.
And even though I'm out to help you guys and give you guys the best product I can possible, because I don't want to be like any of these other stores, I want to give something to people that I know works personally, that I've tried and that I like. I know everyone's not going to like what I like, but doing that, making it that way, I feel like I'm doing something right. Because I know what people are putting in their bodies. I'm not going to give them some crap. I'm not going to give them something I don't know about that I'm just guessing or I'm just trying to make money off of. It's, the complete opposites of GNC and Vitamin Shop. Those are the two stores I look at, and I want to be completely opposite from them. I want to do things different.
Yeah.
I don't want to be solely business minded. I want to have business, have people.
We purchase products ahead of time to test them, see what we think, and see if they're worth being sold to other people.
Yeah.
We have bought products that weren't great, used them up just because, don't waste the money, but then we did not end up wholesale buying from them. We stick by our brands, so that's really important. But let's get back to what we wanted to do is really the basics of it. So introduce yourself, Ben.
So my name, for you guys that don't know, my name is Ben Hamrick. I have a background in personal training, health, bodybuilding, athletics. What else? You know, just around the fitness industry,
Completely around the fitness industry.
whatever. You know, I've always been an athlete. I've always loved athletics, and then I got into personal training thanks to my parents, and it actually opened tons of doors for me. It opened the bodybuilding door, opened the personal training door, and you know, if I didn't start personal training, I would have never started bodybuilding. If I never started bodybuilding, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. You know, not just with the podcast or the business, but also with my mindset, with my drive, with discipline, and seeing the things that I did, I never would have dreamt that I could do through bodybuilding. Even though my goal at the time was to be a pro bodybuilder, you know, it's something that God just didn't have set for me. And he said, no, I need you to take these lessons and learn from them, which I did. And now we're here. I decided to create a supplement store because, one, I've always wanted to be my own boss. I've wanted to own my own business no matter what it was. You know, I tried having a personal training business, but then, you know, I just fell out of love with it. And I've worked in a supplement shop before, and I just remembered how much I loved going into the store, just opening the store in the morning and then setting things up for people to come in later and doing the inventory and promoting the business and all these types of things. And I've always thought, like, what if I had my own? Like, that would be so much better just to have my own and have more flexibility and more responsibility to do things. And it didn't come to me until about a couple years ago in a parking lot. And I just, all of a sudden, I was just walking around a parking lot and I had this idea. I was like, wait, why don't I just do this? You know, and the thing was, I spent all this time trying to figure out how I'm going to build my own store and how I'm going to sign a lease to open a store and all this other stuff and money, and where I was thinking too big. I was thinking too big at the time, and a guy told me, like, dude, just start online. I was like, why didn't I think of that? And ever since then, that's where we've been. You know, we've been through ups and downs with it, and the biggest thing for me is to not quit and just stay consistent, because it's something I love doing. No matter if I'm going through hard times or not, it's hard for people to see that sometimes. But for me, it's clear as day. So I think as long as I don't know, as long as it just stays like that, and the same thing with the podcast, it's just fun. And I told myself in the beginning, man, once you start caring about the views and the likes and all this other junk, then we're going to stop. Because, I mean, there's no point in doing that. And, you know, we're on episode 78 right now, and I've talked to so many different people from so many different things. People always ask what my niche is. And I was like, well, started off at health and fitness. And I was just like, I'm tired of talking about that all the time, because I like so many different things. And the fact that I have a skill set in like photography and video allows me to bring that over to my business and the podcast and be able to use that. So, yeah, that's where I'm at.
Thanks for the short intro of just who you are, but cool.
I told you, it's not easy for me to go into short things.
I just wanted like a quick little synopsis of who you are.
That was quick for me.
And then we get into the business stuff next. That's next.
Okay, well, we'll go back into it.
We'll circle back to that, because I just want a quick little intro of you, what you've done, who you are, how you ended up here, and then
that's what I gave you.
Yeah, you went way beyond that. So I'm gonna start.
That's whatever. Go ahead.
I am Heather Hamrick. I am the wife of this handsome man over here. Oh. I am the total opposite of Ben. That is 100% true. I was not an athlete. I did not grow up in sports. I was a gymnast for a long time, but that was about the extent of it. I didn't get into athletics again until I got into martial arts when I was a fully grown adult. I was I was 22-ish maybe when I got into, maybe I was even older than that. I don't even know.
Yeah, 22, 23.
22, 23, somewhere around there, I got into martial arts. So it's been a while. So I was never an athlete. I do have a background in health and fitness myself, though, because I actually have 2 degrees. My first degree is in health behavior science with a minor in strength and conditioning. My second degree is in business. I was going for the strength and conditioning degree when I met Ben, and he and I were talking, and that's what kind of piqued my interest, because here was someone else who was going to school at the same time for the same thing. He was going for personal training, and I was going for health science, as well as strength and conditioning. And the gym was my life back then, and he was talking about bodybuilding. And I was like, this guy, he and I have so much in common already. Like, why not? And look at him. I mean, hello. So, ladies, can you blame me? You can't. Don't comment that because I won't appreciate it, but I know it. I know what you're thinking. So, we have that background. Oh, don't shake your head at me. We have that background in common. When it came to moving forward, I settled in my career. While I am grateful for it, I know that I am destined to be my own boss, to work for myself or for my husband, with my husband, I should say. I firmly believe that dreams come true. I am a big dreamer, so Ben and I have that in common. I do tend to think small scale and then big scale, where he's the opposite, big scale to small. But it's just one of those things where I firmly believe that's where we both belong. I think that's both of our long-term goal, and that's where Strong Tower Nutrition came into play. This was not something I had on my mind as our own business. I had no idea how much he enjoyed working at a supplement shop. I had no idea how much it really meant to him, because when he left the supplement shop that closed before that he was working at, he didn't seem to care too much, but I know now the reasoning for that. And it wasn't because he didn't enjoy his job, it was because he knew it was coming, whereas I was a little bit blindsided by it. So it was definitely a rough time for us to kind of get through right there. But then when he brought up supplements, oh gosh, it was almost a year later after that store had closed, I think. And he brought up doing this, and I was like, wait, that's what you want to do? You want to sell supplements again? Like, what?
Because at first it was me and Ben talking about it.
Right.
Yeah.
One of our best friends, they talked about it, but financially he could not get involved, and that's fine. You know, it was just something that wasn't going to work out timing wise, and that's when Ben took over here, and he was like, you know, I'm just going to do it myself. It's how he is. He does everything himself. That's something that a lot of people don't know. Ben does everything himself. This is the first podcast he's let me run. He's not even let me sit in this chair before. This is a first, guys. I'm in the throne right now, okay? So every photo that is on our Instagram or our website has been taken by Ben. Every video that has ever been posted on our Instagram or Facebook or on our website has been taken by Ben. Every ad, promotion, sale, created by Ben. Everything he has, he's done. He built this studio himself. He purchased every camera, every mic, every light. He took care of all of this. He created everything from the ground up. Every supplement he researched first. He believes in his products more than anyone. I am someone who can't take supplements. There are certain ones I can and others I cannot, because I have epilepsy. I was diagnosed 5 years ago, so that really changed the course of my life and my fitness goals and the way that things went for me. Fitness is not the center of my universe anymore because things got scary. Things got definitely a little dicey there. So when it comes to supplements, I'm on so many medications and stuff that I really can't do that. But Ben can, and that's what's important. There are certain things I do take and I do support. There are other things, I'm grateful for the vegan things. I'm grateful for those types of products, the things that don't have a lot of additives, no caffeine, stuff like that. And then we've got other products where I'm like, yeah, no, I can't have pre-workout. That's not allowed. So that's where Ben comes in. He can take the pre-workout. I have to find it within myself to work out on my own. I can't get a little boost. And I do miss that, I will say. Fitness was such a big part of my life, and it got yanked away within 30 seconds of a seizure. It was 45 seconds long, I guess, was the first one. And then it was just downhill from there. And that's something that people don't want to take. People probably look at the other half of Strong Tower Nutrition. That would be myself, and I'm making a huge assumption here, and that's okay. They look at the other half of Strong Tower Nutrition being me for the first time today. You're seeing me now because you don't know that I'm a part of this business as well. I'm not as big. I don't have as pivotal of a role as Ben does. I'm just the co-owner, and I do some of the more creative things as far as packaging and stuff like that. Other than that, I'm not really a big part of this. This is all Ben's. This is his passion work. This is his labor of love, I guess I should say. And seeing me as the other half of it, I've always kind of kept myself a little removed for the sheer fact that I have extreme body issues, which Ben has dealt with his whole life too. And body issues definitely touch base with a lot of people, and that's where I'm very relatable when it comes to customers who are trying to lose weight and this and that. And Ben's got that athlete, the getting big, getting stronger aspect where people look at him and think he's only trying to, make bodybuilders out of this, and that's not the case at all. He understands what it's like to live with someone who is a quitter, who has been up and down, who has body issues, who struggles, and he understands what it's like to work with those types of people, and he's interacted with them for so long that he knows how to approach them, how to talk to them. It's not just whatever, I need to reset, blah, 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 blah.
Right, and then also, I've gone through it myself. Of course, I wasn't going from being overweight to losing weight. You know what I mean? In the losing weight aspect, it's not something that I really had to worry about. Right?
Whereas
but
I do.
The whole body issue, if you look at just body issue in general, I always kind of related to that person, even though it wasn't the same body issue. I related to them because now I kind of got over it because I have other things on my mind. And, bodybuilding, I put so much into it. Whereas now I'm just kind of I want to live for health reasons, not really for body reasons. You know what I mean? And so with body issues, my whole thing was I was too little, I was too skinny. And people always oh, that's not an issue, blah, blah, blah. Dude, it was. And it mentally screwed me up. I cried all the time about the way I looked because I was short. I was scrawny, and I looked at other guys, and it was just why can't I look like that? And things of that nature. So I can 100% relate to having body issues, and just because it's not the same as someone, and it's the thing I hate too is people that are overweight think theirs are bigger than anyone else's. My issues are bigger than anyone else's. You know what I mean? When someone says, because I know skinny people that struggle to gain weight, and just because they're skinny doesn't mean they're healthy. Maybe they need to put on weight to be healthier. You know what I mean? And I've seen bigger people look down on skinny people that need to gain weight, and they're like, oh, that's not an issue. Blah, blah, I wish I was skinny. But it's two different issues. You have the same issues, just separate sides of the spectrum. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely, for me, I have a hard time relating to people like Ben having body issues because I look at him and I'm like, your arms are bowling balls. Like, I would kill to even flex a muscle these days. And that's something where I'm definitely insecure in my place in a health and fitness industry in this business. I questioned it for a while until now when I'm speaking to you guys and telling you who I am and why I'm here. I am 100% someone who used to value only what I looked like. I'm not going to lie, I still need to look the way that I used to. In my mind, I know what my body is capable of or used to be capable of, and I want so badly to have that again. I definitely have the background, the knowledge, the ability to do all of the things that it takes to get back to where I belong. It's just a matter of not doing it. I am trying a little harder now, but I used to be the meal prep queen. I mean, I would go to work and fill that fridge with Tupperware containers and carry my gallon of water, and I had it all figured out. My meal timing, my everything. And now I walk around in pajamas because it's all that fits. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, that's all I got. Like, I wear Ben's clothes. You know what I mean? Like, that's sad. That's how far I've fallen. And I'm not afraid to admit that because it's healthy that I get it out there and share my story too, because I've been through so much. And mentally, I ended up just losing this big part of me that was the health and fitness side of me. Do I still have it? Yeah, it's still there. I could still give someone advice, but I look myself in the mirror and say, who wants my advice? Who wants to listen to me? My best friends, they understand. They could listen to me.
But it doesn't matter because even though I look the way I did or do whatever, people still didn't listen to me, which is what took me out of training.
Yeah.
I try to give these people tools to use in their everyday life so that they can move forward and get better and be consistent and lose weight or gain weight or whatever, and they just chose not to listen. And I'm like, I don't get that. Like, for me, that just didn't comprehend.
Whereas for me, it's very easy to just override that.
Yeah.
I've had a coach whom I loved, and she was wonderful and amazing, and someday I will probably be back at her desk begging her to help me again. Mm-hmm. But for right now, I had to step away for a while because I knew I wasn't listening to her. I was wasting her time. I was wasting Ben's time. He has to drive me everywhere. I don't have a license. I haven't had a license for...
But that didn't bother me. What bothered me is I put myself in her shoes.
Yes,
because I've been there. And that's what I tried to explain to you.
I think my big thing is wasting other people's time when it comes to I am so dependent on other people that I can't stand the thought. Like when you said, why are you going tomorrow? You're wasting our time. And I literally cried that night. I cried all night. I texted her and I canceled my appointment and I haven't seen her since. Because I knew I was wasting not just money, but her time, his time, because he has to get me there. It'd be so different if I was driving myself. I'm wasting my own gas, my own time, and I'm wasting her time, yes, but I'm still paying her to talk to me, and she would
money too.
And she would talk to me and help me as best she could. But things change, and I walked away from having a coach for a while, and that's just for now. I know I see so many friends that have coaches and whatever, and I'm talking about legitimate coaches. That's something that I do want to get out there. I'm talking about coaches that have legitimate backgrounds, certifications, degrees, what have you. I'm not talking about a supplement, like a meal replacement type coach. I'm not talking about
those
a pyramid scheme coach. I'm not talking about one of those watch me or join me type people. And that's the type of business that some people might confuse ours for being when they look at the name, Strong Tower Nutrition. They're like, oh, it's another nutrition thing. Well, no, it's not. 100% we don't stand behind any of those types of things.
Right.
That's not what we believe in. That's not how we are. I know for a fact that I could go do something like that, drop a whole bunch of weight, be happy for 5 minutes, take a bite of real food, and suddenly I'm,
Right,
300
and
pounds.
I'm 100% against all those pyramid schemes, and
We both stand firmly against that.
right. I mean, it's great that people lose weight on it. You can have your weight loss story, blah blah blah, whatever. It's just not what I believe in. It's not what I would tell someone to do. I wouldn't recommend that they do it. So I'm not gonna try and sell someone something that is just BS and just for a buck.
We don't sell anything. We refuse to sell anything that is considered a meal replacement, that is considered now granted, some people can have a protein shake as a snack or a meal. That's a little different than what we're talking about. And I know you know what we're talking about. You can earn this, you can earn that. No, that is not where we stand when it comes to nutrition. And I think that's a big difference. When you see people like us, you see someone like me who's struggling, but doing it the right way, the long way, the hard way, but knowing that it's long-term and lasting is so different than doing it, just taking the easy way out. I mean, it is the easy way out. I'm sure it's not 100% easy. I'm sure you're starving and you wish you had more than your...
But that's the thing, too. Like, you don't have to be that way.
Right.
And I'm fully even though I own a store and I sell supplements, I fully believe in losing weight, gaining weight, whatever, by food. By eating full meals throughout the day, and you use supplements just as they're supposed to be. This is why they're called supplements. Is you supplement things in to your regiment that need it. So if you need to supplement, you're not getting enough omega-3s in your diet. You have no clue. Just because you're eating fish doesn't mean you're getting good amount of omega-3s. So you could take a supplement for that. There's different things like for your multivitamin. You get different vitamins in that because you're eating lots of food or you're taking supplements doesn't mean you're getting all those vitamins in. So that's why you want to do both.
Correct. And that's definitely a lot of the products that we sell. Like the multivitamin is a good example for me. Yeah. I am vitamin deficient despite the fact that when I found that out, I was actually eating relatively well, but I was still extremely vitamin deficient. It turns out it's just medications that I take that are making me that way. I need a multivitamin in order to live, in order to replenish what's missing. I need those vitamins because otherwise things are wrong with my nervous system. I have, my parents, they support our business because they need things for their joint health. They're older. Mm-hmm. They're doing a lot of stuff that, they've got arthritis. They have all these issues, and the joint health supplements, those are things they look for. The omega-3s, the vitamin D. Vitamin D, yeah. Vitamin D is huge right now. I am extremely vitamin D deficient. I have a legit prescription for it because of it. But then there's things like protein. I prefer to not eat meat so much right now. I've kind of gone a little away from meat, strayed more towards tofu and of that nature, headed more vegetarian route, just purely out of interest and loss of appetite for meat. And protein is something that I need to supplement into my diet because I'm not getting enough of it. If I'm just having tofu twice a day, it's not enough. Yeah. It's nowhere near enough. I have to get protein from other sources, and when all my options are exhausted, I need to turn to a protein shake, and that's okay. And that's where supplements, literally, that's why they are called supplements. It's why they are called vitamins. They are minerals. These are things that your body just needs, that you're not necessarily, you could be eating as healthy as possible and still be missing those things just because your body's missing them. It's just how it is. You can't always get all of your nutrients that your body needs from food. That is 100% proven. There are people that are anti-supplements from every aspect, multivitamin all the way down the line. There are those people, and yeah, you can believe that. That's fine.
And that's fine too.
That's 100%.
I'd rather have that. I'd rather have people do that and just eat food and be against supplements than someone that is
all supplement,
strictly
no food.
supplement, no food.
Yep.
Because also I've been there too, which I got really sick. I lost probably 40 pounds. I was also on Adderall too at the time, but
Oof.
I was sitting there trying to gain weight. Meanwhile, I was actually losing 40 plus pounds. And I was just using supplements because that's what I thought I had to do. I was a young kid. I had no idea what I was doing. And, I had no one around to help me. So, and that's also what I want to be there for is whoever has a question, I want to give them the best answer possible. I want to be able to point them in the best direction possible. If I don't have something, I'll point them towards someone I know that has whatever.
Yeah,
But
that's something that at Strong Tower Nutrition, that's something else that we really stand for, is making sure you guys are getting the right information no matter what. We give you the information on the supplement that you're purchasing or that you're interested in. You can always ask us questions. You can always ask us if there's something that you've heard of that we don't sell. Oh, I've heard of blah blah. What is the story behind this?
Yeah, I would love to try it and then see for myself.
And
what
it's
what it
true,
is.
yeah, because there are certain supplements that, like, some of our biggest customers, they buy elsewhere because they just, we don't carry that particular thing,
Right.
and that's fine. We don't. I mean, some things we won't necessarily carry unless it's a huge interest, and that's just business sense. That's smart at this point, but. Something that we really want you guys to know is that we're here for questions. If you want someone to just talk to about getting started on whatever your fitness journey may be, whatever your health journey may be, I don't even want to call it a fitness journey. I want to call it a health journey because right now the world needs health. Everyone is so concerned with vaccines, medication, and such that they're not even thinking about preventative medicine, which is taking care of your body before it ever gets to a point of being sick.
Right, yeah.
And there are some things where I have been legitimately angry with people who make posts about, and it's generally pyramid scheme businesses, talking about the fact that, well, if you were doing this program with me, then you could kick your pills to the curb and blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? There are some things that you can't do that for. And I can understand that better than anyone. There is not a single supplement or health regimen or anything out there, including keto, for those of you who know anything about epilepsy, that could possibly help me not take 4 medications and have a device physically implanted into my body that wires up to my brain right now. There is literally nothing that could prevent those things from the health standpoint. Nothing. That's just how my brain is. And I firmly believe there are some cases where you can't kick your pills to the curb because of health and nutrition. Like, you just can't. But there are some situations where you could prevent being sick all the time by taking care of your body. You could prevent certain things. You could help yourself in certain areas. But we're not going to sit here and tell you that everything you do, like, oh, we can get you off of all your medication. That's not how it works. That's not life. That's not reality. And we don't preach fake news. We don't. We are here to help you guys, and we're here for anything that you guys want. You want to approach us about something you want us to carry, let us try it, because we will. You want to approach us with just a general question about health, fitness, a supplement, or a workout even, just ask us. We want to help you because you guys mean so much to us. You're not just customers, you're also supporters of the podcast, and by supporting the podcast, you're supporting the business in itself, because this is part of it. This is part of the bigger dream for our future of Strong Tower.
And not just that, they're supporting us. They're supporting what we believe in, and
Yes.
and that's what we're grateful for.
Yes.
You know, because I'm tired of seeing the same old thing. You know, that's why I said I'm tired. I'm tired of what GNC does. I'm tired of what Vitamin Shop does. You know, these big corporate, stores. I'm just trying to bring something new to Delaware and, make it exciting to shop somewhere, not just walk in, grab your thing, and go.
And we do understand it's a very oversaturated market for supplements right now. Everybody's doing it. Everyone's creating their own. There's new flavors of literally everything everywhere. But we're also...
It is, but we live in Delaware, and there's nothing in Delaware. That's the whole thing. People can say it's oversaturated all they want. Yeah, online's very oversaturated, but Delaware, there's nothing.
There is nothing.
There's literally nothing else but GNC and Vitamin Shop.
Two options, and one of those is
people
probably
are
going
getting
to close.
shit. People are getting shit advice from them, and people are just going in and getting their supplement without even knowing what they're taking.
That's what
pisses me off.
And it's very true because one time I knew what I was going to GNC for, and this was before Ben ever worked at a supplement shop. And this kid comes up to me, and I said, I'm just looking for, and I forget what it was in that moment, but he comes up to me, and he tries to sell me this stack, right? And it's totally opposite of everything I need, not even closely remotely related to what I was looking for, and he didn't know that I knew him. He just graduated high school, had zero knowledge of the business, and when he realized who I was, he was like, oh, Heather. I knew him as a kid. I knew him when he was 10 or 11. So it was just kind of funny to watch it happen real time for me. I was just like, are you kidding me? Really? I looked at him, I said, come on. I don't need any. Well, I just thought maybe, no. None of that is related to what I'm buying. And it happens to people all the time. They are convinced to buy things that they don't need. And we're never going to tell you that you need something that you don't need. Yeah, we want you to buy our products. Of course we want you to buy our products. But we're not going to lie to you and say you need it to get you to buy it.
Right.
So
and people could say
if you don't want to buy it, that's fine.
The thing. People could say that's bad business all you want. I just don't believe in that. I don't believe in that at all. It hurts me to my core. When I worked at a supplement shop, I even tried that way. I even tried pushing things on people and trying to sell that way, and I just felt like shit. I hated doing that. And I was like, I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to do what I feel is right. I'm going to do what makes me feel better and sell that person what I think they need, what they're actually looking for. Yeah, there's sometimes that something else, they come in looking for one thing, they might leave with another because I think something different will help them in the long run rather than what they're looking for. And
sometimes it wasn't your biggest sale, but it was worth it. And other times you would come home and tell me about this huge sale you made. And the person was coming in looking for one thing, but with just talking to you, just spending time with you, walking around the store because they were interested in different things. What's this do? What's that do? You ended up having these big sales with these people because they knew that you knew what you were talking about, and you ended up showing them, and they were interested. I want this, this, and this because
but the biggest
you
thing,
told me this.
The biggest thing that happened at that store that stands out in my mind is I remember one day that this lady didn't even come in the store. She called me on the phone. She called us on the phone looking for a product. So I was asking her questions. I was like, why do you want to take this? Where did you hear about this? Of course, it was from a friend, and she had no idea what it did.
Yeah.
I was like, why would you want to take something that you don't know what it does?
Yeah.
That kind of thing, right?
It's pretty standard.
So she started telling me her whole story, and we just talked. I think we talked on the phone for like an hour. And she was like, I'm so thankful that I called you today and stuff like that. And that meant the world to me.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was the coolest thing. And that's what stands out in my mind. It's not even someone that came in the store, not even someone that bought anything, but someone that took my experience and my advice into consideration and something that I did made her feel good.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me feel good, and that's what makes the world go round. You know, is like I do something for one person, that person does something for another person, and it's the trickle down effect.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's what I want to build my store on, or our store on, and I gotta start remembering that.
Yeah, it's fine.
And then,
I'm just here. It is what it is.
you know, but that's really what it is. You know, I want to be a store where people come in and just like hang out.
Yep.
Just want to like chill and like talk sports or talk nutrition or talk fitness or bodybuilding, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just things like that. You know, I have a big goal in my head, and right now we're at the very like baby stages of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's been fun so far, and we're just gonna keep it going.
And that's why I really wanted to do this podcast with me hosting. I think I should host more often. I just think you should just let me do that.
You're just
every
ranting.
night.
You didn't ask me no questions or nothing.
I'm not supposed. Not every podcast is about asking questions. I did ask you a question in the beginning.
I know that, but you didn't. I thought you were gonna. That's why I'm sitting over here.
No, I asked you a question in the beginning, and you straight just left me so.
Because that's how I do.
Well, that's the point. The point of a podcast is to have Is just have conversation sometimes.
Oh, I didn't know that because I'm on episode 78.
How many podcasts do you watch in a day, and how many times is it just a conversation?
It is, but this hasn't been a conversation. It's been you ranting.
I think if you look at the minutes, you'll see that you spoke more than I did.
No, I chimed in.
No.
But that's why I thought I was sitting over here, because I thought you were going to like talk to me about what it is and stuff.
I did.
Oh.
Did you miss the whole thing?
I guess.
Evidently I did this wrong, folks, so...
I didn't say you did it wrong. I'm just saying I thought it was going to be different.
Well, I think that's what needs to happen sometimes. Something a little different.
I guess.
Shake things up. Don't be afraid to do something different.
You gonna put my own words in my mouth?
Maybe I am.
Yeah.
I think what Ben wants me to ask him is, why did I decide to do this podcast? Well, Ben, thanks for answering. No, I'm just kidding. But really, I wanted to do this podcast so that you guys could hear from Ben and also hear from me, someone who can relate to you just as much, and that I'm here for you too. I'm another part of this business that wants to help you, be there for you, give you advice, talk to you, just be there. And I also wanted to talk a lot about Ben and what he does for this business and why this is important. This is his passion. This is his labor of love. This is a dream project for both of us. And I know he has big goals for this, right? You have big dreams.
And just know it's not going nowhere. And if you hop on board while you can.
And we've got doubters close to us, very close to us. We've got doubters. But that's okay.
Doesn't matter, man. There's doubters everywhere.
We don't listen to that.
This is the thing. I've had doubters my whole life, I hear people say all the time, like, oh, the naysayers and stuff like that. No one really says anything to my face, but I can sense it.
Yeah.
They're like, why are you doing this? Like, you don't get nothing from it. You don't do nothing, blah, blah, blah. All this other stuff. I'm just like, things take time, man. Everything in my life has taken time. Nothing has come out of nowhere and just shocked me, like, in a big moment. Like, they talk about, I've never had that wedding. Like, I had a literal wedding, but I'm talking about, like...
I was going to say, wait, we got married, right?
No, I'm talking about, like, the wedding day. You know what I'm saying? Like, that big one-time thing that happens to you, and then you just shoot off from there.
Yeah.
That big moment. I've never had that. Everything gets pulled and stretched out through time.
It's kind of funny because the very first time that I thought we were going to have that moment was your first bodybuilding competition. We were standing out on the steps taking a family photo with everyone that came to support you. Mm-hmm. And all I could think of was, this is the beginning of something huge. I had no idea that it was going to lead us to this.
Yeah.
But I knew it was the beginning of something.
I didn't know either.
And I knew that it was going to be a part of you, whether you continue competing or not.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be a part of you. I was grateful you gave up the dreams of pro bodybuilding because I didn't love that, but
Yeah, it's harder than it looks.
oh no, it's incredibly difficult, and
Yeah.
I respect anyone that goes after that dream. I have nothing against bodybuilding. I just mean
Yeah.
I'm grateful for you and for my sanity
Right.
to not deal with cuts anymore. I'm so grateful that that part is just done, and
Yeah.
it's more about something that we're doing for other people, for not just ourselves, but for other people. This podcast alone, I can tell you, you have reached so many people. And there are people that have told me, oh, Ben's podcast was great this week. They have no idea how to subscribe on YouTube or like it or anything like that. You don't realize how many people are really tuning into this and listening.
Right. And again, that's why I said
enjoying this as much as you are.
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning, I told myself going into it, like, hey, man, if we're going to do this, like, it's not... Once we look at the likes, once we start paying attention to how many subscribers you have, then we're done.
It's done. It's not worth it.
Because then you lost the real fun of it. And there's been times I've been close. I get, like, I have this self-doubt. And, you know, despite what you may think, like, I do have flaws, you know, within myself.
Oh, I know he's flawed.
I do have issues with self-doubt a lot of times. And then I just pick myself right back up. You know, I think my faith is a huge thing that just keeps me going. Which that's probably something I can talk about.
Yeah, where did
yeah.
you come up with the name? Because it took us a while, and I wanted affirmation on what name we were going to go with.
Mm-hmm.
And Ben chose Strong Tower, and I know that it has significant meaning to him. So, what is the meaning behind Strong Tower?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely from the Bible, and can't remember the verse though.
Yeah, of course.
It's something, but it is. If you look it up, it does talk about.
It up. Do you have your phone?
I don't have my phone on me. That's the thing.
I'm sorry.
But anyway, so the gist of it is, like, God is our strong tower. You know, he's the shelter. He's our foundation. He's all these things for us that can watch over us, protect us, all these things, right? And he can't be knocked over. He can't be taken down. So I wanted strong tower because everything that I add on to it is because of my faith.
Yes.
So my faith in God is my strong tower. Because I'm building on him and he's holding me steady. He's keeping me intact. And he's not going to let me, you know, just get pushed over or knocked down or anything like that.
A fortress when you're weak.
Right. So I think that means the world to me. And I think about that all the time. And that's why I use it for everything. I have no desire to have any other name for anything else.
And people would never, I mean, anyone who's not of any type of faith-based background, or even if they are, they might not still recognize the Strong Tower reference.
Mm-hmm.
They probably think the word strong's in it, and that's just where it comes from. But
yeah, because strong and lifting. And
when Ben told me the story the first time, I was just like, I really love that.
Yeah.
I love that that's what you wanted to do with this. And
I wanted something that had meaning to me, not just a name. But it's, you know, something that actually meant something to me, because then that just makes me even more passionate about it. You know, despite what it already is, like, health and nutrition has been my life for the past 10 years.
Over 10 years.
Over 10 years. So, not just that, but then adding my faith into it, which is another huge part of my life for the past 2 years maybe. You know, even though I grew up in that life, But yeah, that's what I wanted. And I mean, not many people ask me what it means, because I think they just assume, like, strong, right, like you said, like, strong has to do with muscle and whatever, lifting, but it's not really anything to do with that.
That's not it.
Yeah.
It's actually all about faith and protection and guidance, and how you have found yourself in this position because you've been led here and you firmly believe that. And I think your faith has just made you 10 times.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally where I get my strength.
I was going to say stronger, 10 times stronger for lack of a better word.
Right. I always say strength through faith.
Yes.
You know, one of these days I'll get that tattooed on me. But because one of my favorite things, I think I made that up, but another one I say to myself is trust God and train hard.
Mine is strength through struggle.
There you go.
Because that's
you do get strength through struggle.
It's pretty much my life's work.
Yeah.
I will say it's something that both of us can relate on is that nothing has come easy to either of us in life.
Right.
We have both, other than school back in the day, because it did come kind of easy for me, and I apologize for that. But nothing has come easy. I've always been hit with just bombs constantly. It's like sometimes I look up and I go, seriously? Again? Like I've just had constant knockdowns.
Yeah.
And I've always looked, now that I have you, I look to you and I'm like, help me stay up. And I know that that's not the right person to go to, but it's nice to have a physical being in the room to just be like, please hold me up right now. And the fact that you and I both understand struggle and hard work and what it takes to make something of ourselves, of our dreams, of our life, I think that's what's going to take this business as far as we can possibly imagine. Where God wants this to take us is, it's limitless, I think. And I firmly believe God's already there. God knows. God's in our store. God's been there, done that.
He's already planning.
He's already planning and he's working, and I'm excited to be a part of this. And
me too.
I wanted everyone out there who didn't know us to know us a little better, to maybe just relate a little more and understand that we are a supplement shop. We sell supplements online. We have a website, stnutrition.com.
And if you listen to this podcast, you get 10% off.
Yes.
Use the code STRONG.
Use the code STRONG. There you go.
It's only for you.
It's only for you podcast listeners. And you get a discount. So there you go. That's something. But I just want
to say this real quick. And also, our store may not look that big. And that's only because, like we said before, is like I try everything. I try everything that we want to carry, and then also it takes me a while to try everything. So
yeah, you have to.
I need to go through the process.
If you want a pre-workout, he's got to actually take the pre-workout and use it for more than a week to know that he likes it and that it's, it's got good stuff in it. So give him a little time if you recommend something that, is something of that nature, or protein. Sometimes protein, it takes us only, one scoop to know whether we like it or not. We don't, and also we check the ingredients. It's all about what we're giving you to make sure that you're getting the best products possible. So don't judge a website by its size, okay? Because
it's quality over quantity.
It is quality for us. It's 100% that. And
it's at a reasonable price.
Yes. And we offer free shipping within the U.S., which is very nice. And that's just something that a lot of places don't offer. And you don't have to drive to the mall to go return your product. If you need to ship it back to us, you can. You don't have to drive to the mall and deal with the people to go buy your product in the first place. All you got to do is go online and press the button, and you'll have it within hopefully 3 days, because, well, who knows with the post office these days, but we do free 2-day shipping, so you should get it pretty quickly. We try, if you place an order today, we try and get it wrapped and ready for shipment by tomorrow. So that's also another little plus we offer. But you're getting something that was handpicked by people who genuinely care about your health, your well-being, what's good for you. And we know that sometimes some of the products we have aren't going to look like that appetizing, whatever. That's fine. you don't have to order from us. We don't go around and pressure our friends to purchase supplements from us.
This is one of my things too, is like I don't expect anything from anyone. No. I don't care if you're my best friend and you don't support me. I don't care, because I don't expect you to.
Yeah.
You know, I don't expect it. So, but I love it if you do. So
yes.
That's all that matters.
We both love it if you do.
You know, if you support,
we want to make this grow and
right.
get better and continue to get better at everything, whether it be just the products we carry, the way we handle the business, or even this podcast. You know, this podcast is a big part of just the passion project that is Strong Tower. Really, I think this is the fun part for me anyway. Mm-hmm. I enjoy it, and I think that there's big things in the future for this. So I hope that we can continue to just keep getting support from you guys, and tell your friends, you know, check us out. Share the link for the podcast if you want. Share the website. I don't care.
Yeah.
But
I think that'll help a lot, is just sharing on social media. I think since social media is very saturated in everything, no matter what it is, especially supplements, you know, it's hard to actually see my stuff. So a lot of family members don't even see my stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you could just like the post and share them, whatever.
The
repost,
algorithm
put them on your story at least.
The algorithm has changed so greatly for social media.
Yeah, it's rough.
On every platform, that it's very hard to see things. And so we just, you know, we appreciate when people share our stuff. We do have good clients that definitely post our stuff on their story regularly and share our sales and things like that. And we try and offer sales as often as we can and just get the word out there. And remember, every time you see a really cool picture of something that is Strong Tower Nutrition, that Ben took it and he did the work for that. And there's a lot of heart and soul goes into this project, and we just wanted to share that with you.
Yeah.
And we hope that you will join the Strong Tower family in one way or another.
Yeah, and who knows? You know, I'm shooting for having some type of merch by this summer, so
yes, absolutely.
We'll see what goes on with that.
Keep your eyes open for some cool stuff. I have to approve it first, because sometimes I don't like what he picks.
Yeah, that's what it is.
No, but I think that's a good place to wrap it up. We really appreciate you tuning in today.
Yes, thank you so much.
And comment below if you think I should host more often.
No.
Because you know how much you love to see my face.
Yeah, comment that. Comment any products you'd be interested in getting from us. If you have any, you know, if you've tried something and you've really liked it, let me know so that I can try it and see if I want to carry it or not.
Absolutely.
So
anything. We're willing to try just about anything. So.
Oh, yeah.
And leave us comments if you've liked something that you've purchased from us. Or even if you bought something that we carry that you bought from somewhere else, that's fine. Let us know. We like to know. We like to see those reviews, to see that those products we are carrying really are good for you too, that you like them as well.
Yeah.
So also comment below anything that if you want to reach out to us, if you don't just want to leave a comment here, you can always reach out to us on our Instagrams. You can reach out to the Strong Tower Instagram.
Or the
website. You can also reach out to me on my personal Instagram. We will plug that here. And you can absolutely talk to me about anything you want if you have questions.
Follow our blog.
We are going to be starting a blog, so you will
It'll be on the
that.
website, stnutrition.com.
It will be on the website, so definitely keep that in mind. We have lots of ideas for the blog coming up. There will be all kinds of different articles that will be written by yours truly, and I assure you they will be informative, funny, clever, and definitely not anything full of just fluff. We might have recipes for different stuff you can make with our protein. We might have just anything you could think of, and yeah, so look out for that, because that's coming soon. Ben, did you have anything else to add?
No, I think that's it. Thanks for listening. It's the Strong Tower Podcast. We're out. Peace.